Hey, Creep Cult, welcome to your Patreon bonus episode. We are continuing with Alphabet Roulette, and we had Q, and we watched Queen Millennia.
This was John. This was John's pick.
Yeah.
Fucking second in a row, third in a row?
Third straight, I believe.
Yeah, third straight.
Straight, questionable. Now,
but this
it is Pride Month.
and this was animated, so it fits with our...
I was going to say, it's impressive that we've not only kept
animation.
the animation going for as long as we have, but we also keep getting movies that are like some sort of apocalypse or post-apocalypse theme, even in our roulettes.
Mm-hmm.
So some weird synergy going on in the world, but that's what always happens to us. Now, you guys want to hear my best attempt at telling you what the fuck this movie's about?
Yeah.
If you can't, I'll try my best to fill any gaps.
So, little clarification beforehand. If anybody has ever heard about Queen Millennia, you're probably more familiar with the anime television series, which from reviews that I saw on here and on IMDb and stuff, is a lot of people grew up with.
Yeah, it came out in 1981.
I think it was like a Sailor Moon type, like people liked this style of the animation and they grew up with it, and a lot of people were upset about the movie because it's very different. Like the story and the characters are named the same but do entirely different things.
Is the movie before or
different
The movie came out after.
Yeah. 81 was I think when the series ended, and then 82 is one of those, and they do this with a lot of anime. I think most recently they did it with like Demon Slayer or Vampire Hunter, one of those things where it's a series and then they try to make a movie that summarizes like the whole plot in 2 hours or whatever. So yeah, this is 121 minutes. It is 1982, directed by Masayuki Akihi. And the tagline is, "The Queen of 1,000 Years. The planet La Metal is on a collision and conquering course with the Earth, and the only one who can stop the forthcoming catastrophe is Queen Millennia, a former princess of La Metal, who has made Earth her home." So it's a bit of a melancholia situation that they find themselves in.
Yeah, so basically, there is a queen every 1,000 years, every millennia. Who
Why
is
it
chosen
millennia if it's 1,000?
to basically infiltrate humankind on Earth, so that way this 10th planet, La Metal, can like cross in its space without like causing problems, and basically they're there to try to like smooth things over with people, but for whatever reason this time around they want to like do like a hostile takeover and like kill all of the people on planet Earth.
Yeah, she's the secret queen, right? Is that true? I thought I saw that where she was like,
You're asking the wrong podcast host.
I was the secret queen of Millennia.
Well, so I mean, yeah, so they hide within our ranks. So she was a teacher. Previous other ones were Himiko, which is a Japanese folklore person,
Dude.
And then there was also Cleopatra was one of the prior queens of Millennia. That all happens at the very end of the movie. They explain all of those things. But
I was admittedly pretty checked out by that point.
I'm not gonna blame you. Yeah, I had to go
back.
This
movie quite boring.
Yeah,
unfortunately, John, I'm sorry.
I also not a super big fan of the animation, specifically on some of how like the people look.
Well, a lot of people who are nostalgic for this commented that they loved that the style, because that comes straight from the original manga. That's how that artist and creator likes to draw their human characters. But I think it's gross.
Yeah,
and I think it should be considered a crime. No, I just thought it didn't gel with me, and I think again, if I'd watched this not after we had watched things like, again, Mononoke, we keep talking about Mononoke, but pretty much everything we watched in anime, we picked the best of the best, and so it's hard to go to something like this where, because of the time it was made and not having a massive team like Studio Ghibli, putting it together.
Not only that, we just came out of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking like pinnacle of animation.
Yeah, going from something that's so frenetic and constantly has a million things going on to, I mean, the best thing I can say about this movie is that the music is dope.
Yeah.
And it's great to nap to. Like, it's about a half hour in, I was like, dude, everybody's voices are so soothing. Nobody is like getting super impassioned about anything. It's all just conversations in rooms. It's the same conversation over and over again. It's somebody going, "What do you mean La Metal is coming for Earth? oh wait, you mean La Metal is coming to take over Earth? And then 10 minutes later, the characters have the exact same conversation. Wait, La Metal is coming to Earth? I would have been way more excited if it was New Metal coming to Earth. Crawling in my skin. If Linkin Park was invading Earth, it should have been a way more fucking dope movie.
They did. It was in the late 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, I wish this movie had been better. Like there were certain parts of the animation that I liked, and I like some of it had some slow burn qualities that I was okay with, and I liked the reveal of like the fact that this has been happening every 1,000 years, and that like they were able to tie it back to like historical figures. I thought that was pretty tight.
Well, the theme of this movie, I think, fits the theme of what we're going to be talking about in our main episode, which is dope idea, and then they went, and how do we execute that in the most put you to sleep way possible? Seems to be the through line of all three of these movies. But yeah, no, I mean, I wanted this to be good too, because especially hearing that people were fans of this TV show, like as kids, and has that nostalgia, I really wanted to see something where I'm like, ooh, a cult hidden gem that I'd literally never heard of. Like, I don't know if I'd ever heard the title of this before. Mm-hmm. So I was excited. And I think my first sign that I was in trouble was that it was just very difficult to find. Like, I think if it was a better movie and more popular and a hidden gem, you'd at least be able to find it on some of the regular shady websites where you go to find movies. Yeah.
No gem.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I just want to, because we're in like this goofy, weird time loop thing because of all of the stuff that we've all got going on in our personal lives. But like, we watched this
with the natural order.
Yeah, we watched this alongside Reign of Fire and Waterworld, which is like, there's so much going on here. Like that, there were so many cool ideas. They could have done so much more with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if anything about this interests you when you're watching it, maybe go check out the manga. I don't have time to read. Or
even the anime. It's 42 episodes, I think, and it's not like super highly rated anime because it's before like the real
Renaissance.
Yeah, the real golden era of anime. When you start getting into more of like the the shonen stuff and things like that.
I was actually watching a video the other day. The creator of Dragon Ball was saying that after Dragon Ball Z, he was like, Dragon Ball's behind me. I don't, it's past in my life.
The manga or the show? Or is it the same thing?
Same thing, both basically.
Okay.
For him, the manga, because then the show went and did Kai and readapted to be closer to his manga. And so, so he was like, it's in my past, it's done now. And then Dragon Ball Evolution came out, and he went, nah, that can't be the last taste of Dragon Ball that people have in their mouths.
Well, that was so, I mean, dragging these balls into your mouth. But it was
save that for later.
It was the combination, the old wombo combo of GT not being anything that, because I think GT was either by someone else or
it wasn't his.
Yeah, it wasn't his work, and it was so weird because like there were like people who were like changing ages at random and like all these like weird components.
Yeah, he said that
is GT not a sequel to Z?
So it is supposed to be a sequel to Z, but it also is not written or created by the original creator, who then, after that, and then Evolution coming out and being an awful film, they were like, at this point, I have to do something, otherwise my brand is ruined. Mm-hmm. And
so he came out with did Battle of the Gods first, and then that got adapted into Super, which is now the ongoing show that is the true successor to Z.
What's Kai?
So Kai is all of the it's just Dragon Ball Z, but everything's condensed in all of the filler that they added in. Things like the infamous like
Piccolo
and Goku get a driver's license
Yeah.
episode. Like that's all stuff that came up with on the fly to fill in while he was still writing the manga.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Way off topic.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's, to me, what we just talked about, 100 times more interesting than Queen Millennia. But,
and more people probably have seen Dragon Ball or Z or whatever the fuck.
But unless something else animated pops up going forward in Roulette, I think this might be the end of our long journey with animation.
Until we get to S and we all fucking drop dog and make us watch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Honestly, it'll be
I'm down.
So it'll be between that, and I have a little tricksy trick up my sleeve that'll also be animated.
Oh shit, dog. Well,
Tricks are for kids.
John, you can't win them all, and that's all I got to say about that. Can't win them all.
Right on. So not a super positive recommendation from us. I mean, it was kind of on the weaker side, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't want to hate on anybody if you enjoyed this film or this series. It just wasn't for us three.
Yeah.
That'll wrap it up for that discussion.
All
John,
wrapped up.
Hell yeah.
let's spin the wheel of endless possibilities for some R.
Say,
movies.
are you ready to spin this wheel right now?
John, if you do us a favor and please spin that wheel for the audience.
So I picked RoboCop.
And I picked... I don't remember.
The running. It was the
Running Man. Yeah.
And
With
I picked
Richard Dawson, the original host of Family Feud.
Oh shit.
You
Deep
guys
cut.
didn't know that, yeah.
Yeah. And I picked Resurrection with what's her face?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the thing.
Yeah.
From The Night House.
Okay.
The chick who's
Yeah.
good at acting.
Well, that narrows it down.
Let's spin the wheel.
Go ahead, John, and spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel for
Dude,
Jeep.
if you get 4 in a row, I'm quitting.
Oh, it's the Running Man. I thought we were this close to getting a spin again.
Arnold.
I've been waiting for a fucking spin again.
My favorite line from that movie: "You can't catch the Running Man." I don't know. I've never seen it.
Well, then, if you haven't already, please check out our regular episode where we're talking about the day after tomorrow and Night of the Comet, a little night and day. 'Cause
Day and night.
we tied the themes real
But
loose.
I'm movies because I'm freaking.
Enjoy that camp episode, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Keep it creepy.